Hey, listen, let me tell you something. If you play six-string bass, this might be one of the most important videos you will ever watch. Am I being hyperbolic? No. Maybe. Hello friends and neighbors, welcome back to the Brownstone. My name is Rich Brown. Hey, listen, I get a lot of questions about the modes and I've done a lot of videos about the modes. I'll probably put together a modes playlist at some point. But if you play six-string bass and you're learning the modes, I've got an incredible, I don't like to use this word, but I've got an incredible hack for you. I mean, this is going to be something that will help you out in the biggest way. And I cannot wait to show you what I've got up my sleeve. I was thinking about the modes and how it relates to the six-string bass and how those six strings can be pretty intimidating, especially if you want to learn one mode in one position. That's a lot to get under the fingers at one time. If I play D major or D Ionian, I want to see the entire mode across all six strings. And that can be a little daunting. So I've come up with this little hack that will allow you, I'm going to stop using that word. I've never liked that word. But I've come up with this little idea that will allow you to learn each of these modes on all six strings as you move to each new position. When you're first learning the modes, like on a four-string bass, you learn the mode, and maybe you'll learn the mode from the root up to the octave or maybe the ninth, depending on where you're starting from and how much of the mode you want to learn. So across the first three strings, there's a certain shape that happens. And then I thought I can continue with that. But then I thought, well, I can use that last set of three strings as another set with another shape. And if I'm just playing the modes, then each note is going to have a mode associated with it. So check this out. If I play the D major scale, starting from the third fret of the B string, and then I move up to what is in this particular case the ninth, then I thought, wait a minute, the ninth is the same as the second. I'm playing the note E. And in the key of D major, the second mode is E Dorian. If I play a Dorian scale, starting from that note, then that's the rest of the mode. And then I can think of those two shapes as one compound shape. What are my two shapes? D Ionian and then E, starting from the second fret of the D string, E Dorian. D Ionian, E Dorian. Isn't that amazing? And then you can go back and examine how that relates to your 4-fret span. And then you can write down, you can make notes on all of this. So I've got D Ionian plus E from the ninth, E Dorian. And then when I put those two together, I can now go back and think about how it relates to my 4-fret span. So we start with the major scale. We know that as 2-4, 1-2-4, 1-3-4. And then you got to think about what goes on with the Dorian scale, minor scale with a raised sixth. So that's 1-3-4, 1-3-5. There's my raised sixth. 1-3-5. So that Dorian, 1-3-4, 1-3-5, 1-3-5. And then you just put them all together. 2-4, 1-2-4, 1-2-4, 1-3-4, 1-3-5, 1-3-5. Killing. And you can do that with each one of the modes. So let's say I move down to E Dorian, the second mode of D major, starting from the 5th fret of the B string. You already know the Dorian scale, minor scale, or you can just like name the 4-fret span, right? It's 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, right? Minor scale with a raised 6th. Now, a lot of people play the Dorian scale this way and put that raised 6th back a fret. I don't like to do that. I want to keep moving forward. I already know what's going to happen when I go here. I want to know what's happening when I'm moving forward, constantly moving down the neck. So that's why I play that 6th with my little finger, in this case on the 9th fret of the E string. So there's my Dorian scale across the first 3 strings. So my next note is a G. So now I got to think about that G in the context of D major. D, E, F sharp, look at that, G. So G is the 4th of D major, which means I'm going to be playing a Lydian scale starting from the G to complete the shape of the E Dorian scale across all 6 strings. Does that make sense? So if I do that, here I got to change so that I put the first 3 notes of my Lydian scale on the same string. So that means I've got a major scale where the 4th note of the scale is raised or sharp. And then there's the bottom half of my E Dorian scale. So what is that? That's E Dorian plus G Lydian. And then when I put those 2 together, isn't that great? And then I can go back and examine what's going on with my 4-fret span. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. That's my shape across all six strings. Amazing, right? Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've got a lot of videos where I explain the modes in great detail. You can check out this video, for instance, and that'll show you what's going on with all of that. I'm not going to do all the modes. I'm not going to show you everything because that's just going to make for a very long video, and nobody wants to watch a very long video. But maybe I'll do one more and I'll show you what's going on. So the next mode, we're talking about the 3rd mode of D major. What is that going to be? That's going to be F sharp. So F sharp at the 7th fret of the B string. Now, we know that the 3rd mode is Phrygian. So I'll play that Phrygian mode across my first set of 3 strings. Right? So that's a minor scale where the 2nd note of the scale is flat. So what is that? That makes for 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Then my next note is an A, right? So what is that A in relation to the D major scale? If I just play through those notes, D, E, F sharp, G, A. Oh, it's the 5th, which means I've got a Mixolydian scale starting from the A. Mixolydian is a major scale where the 7th note is flat. And then that's the full shape of a Phrygian scale across all 6 strings. That's very difficult to say. A Phrygian scale across all 6 strings. That's the full shape. Isn't that great? Isn't that a great little exercise? This has to be one of the best ways to learn the modes on a 6-string bass, right? So what do? It's a great little formula where I divide the strings in half. I have an upper set and a lower set. And then what happens is, on the first set, I can play my mode. And then on the second set, I can realize where I am, what degree of the scale I'm starting from, and then the corresponding mode that goes with that degree. In the case of D Ionian, when I move to that note there, in this case the ninth is E, which is the same as the second. The second mode is Dorian, so I can play a Dorian scale from the E. And that gives me the 2 modes that I can then combine into one shape. And then I get a better understanding of how that one mode plays across all 6 strings. Friends and neighbors, I'm going to leave it there. If you're a 6-string player, check this out. Work with all of those modes. And if you can only just work with one mode at a time and just play, like, learn one mode for a week, then do it. Take the time to get everything into the muscle memory so that as soon as your hand gets into a certain position, the fingers know exactly what to do. Not only do they know what to do, but they know what to do across all 6 strings. That's amazing. If you like this lesson, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, join, share, donate, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is going to be in the description box below, and all of it is greatly appreciated. I thank you for tuning in to The Brownstone, joining me here today, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Peace.